Saquon Barkley makes you cry. Hello, everybody. I love you. You love me. That's because the Eagles are 1-0, and we're a big fat family. I am in such a singing mood today, and we have got tons to get into after a crazy week one, but more importantly, why are you not standing on your own 2 feet when you're talking about Jalen Hurts against the Green Bay Packers in Brazil and what you saw? Why? I saw you. You were nervous. You were getting scared. You saw those 2 bullshit interceptions, another one in the red zone, fumbles all over the place, and you started thinking to yourself, oh, shit, I bought into it. Oh, no. It's going to be bad. This is going to be bad. This is my worst nightmare. Jalen Hurts didn't improve. And funny fucking thing that happened as the week goes on, as we get into a little Sunday 1 p.m., you started to feel a little better. And as we got into 4 o'clock games, you even started to feel much better, except for that Dallas Cowboys team. But we're not talking about them today. I saw you, chicken shit, try to run away from dealing with the fact that Jalen Hurts had a bad game, and even though every Tom, Dick, and Harry, including that son of a bitch Kirk Coupons, I can't wait to see on Monday, more on that later, you wanted to rightfully criticize Jalen Hurts and have funny feelings about his future until you saw the rest of the NFL. And I'm not here to bitch and moan about Jalen Hurts' terrible game, which it was, but you gotta say that out loud, and I don't give a shit what the rest of the league did. And also realize that your boomer takes about preseason are stupid, and they're for 1974, and I saw you, who is clearly not a boomer, saying stuff like that. You're starting to sound like my dad, and we're too young for that shit. I'm old, but I'm not that old, okay? We did not sit down and sit there and look at, well, this entire thing is the fault of not playing in a preseason, not the fact that you're fucking in a completely different country, in a stadium you've never been in once, and you've had a little bit of time to gather up all 10 pairs of your cleats to figure out which one are you going to slip on the least. Which pair of shoes is not going to make me fall on my ass like an ass clown? And Saquon Barkley found out about that on the very first snap of the game. Okay? And I'm not saying this is a turf thing. This is nothing. This is what you saw was a quarterback trying to figure out still its new system, despite what that moron keeps doing at training camp. It's, no interceptions and blah, blah, blah. And that's why you're mad. That's why you're mad. You were expecting this complete package, this newly reformed Jalen Hurts that, bang, he's going to get in there and look like a top 5 quarterback that I keep yelling through the moon that that's what he is. And I keep telling you, he's not fucking there yet. So relax. God damn it. Now I'm going to think about Aaron Rodgers, that stupid Jets team, and Hassan Reddick and all that just because I said that, and I'm recording this before the 49ers Jets. So just bear with me. I'm disappointed in all of you, but especially you. And if you're hearing this like I'm hearing this, how dare you? How dare you? Jalen Hurts had a bad game, and he's still learning how to play the position of quarterback from a completely different angle this year, on top of losing Jason Kelce. You know this already. I'm going to repeat some of the same talking points you've been hearing for the last couple of days. And I know you're smarter than that. This game was a preseason game in a foreign country where Nick Sirianni, and I'm sorry to say this, Nick Sirianni's fingerprints still look like they were kind of sort of getting involved. I don't know what to call here. Anybody got one? Yeah, let's drift to my right again. Let's call another RPO where everyone knows exactly what's going on. I need Kellen Moore to be 100% operational in this offense moving forward, and we'll all be happy. Because that should be the positive takeaway. Not great under pressure, fantastic against the blitz. Check that off, asshole, and move on to the next game. You should be excited about Jalen Hurts over the next couple of days. Excited. And if you're still worried, then be worried. And don't let the weekend change your mind because, well, if the other quarterbacks did it or the other team struggled. No. Jalen Hurts played a bad game. It's unacceptable. And I think we will look back and say, yes, that was one of his worst. And thank God it was just that one. There's more interceptions coming. You know, this isn't some magic trick where Jalen Hurts can work his ass off an entire offseason and go, boop, I've got everything. And I told you that coming into this game. Just like I knew Saquon Barkley was going to score 2 touchdowns. And I didn't think he was going to score 3, did you? Who? Did you know he was going to be that good? They kept telling us, and I knew that Saquon was going to have a phenomenal game, but just to see that he's still got that Penn State home run, guys, still has it. Everything that annoyed me about that dude in college is right back in his thighs again. And I love the fact that one of the first big carries that he did have, A.J. Brown is pissed at himself because he didn't kick out, I think it was Jair Alexander at the time, that missed out on the home run, like an 80-yard touchdown. I love that. They're a bunch of fucking killers. And that's why I need you to relax from, if you're thinking about how bad Jalen Hurts could be this year, it's near impossible, okay? It's going to be near impossible, even if it's 2 interceptions a game or 1.5 or a fumble and an interception. You're still going to be able to win football games. You are. At worst, you'll be able to win football games. I don't want that to happen, but if you have like a near 50-50 touchdown interception ratio, that's probably not going to work. If Jalen Hurts shows up like I think he's going to against that idiot Kirk Cousins on Monday Night Football and light him up, then we're not going to be talking about this much longer. He'll be at home. He'll be on turf that he understands. Everyone will have the correct cleats. Big Dom will do push-ups, and all will be right in the world. And if that doesn't happen, yeah, I'll be here pressing a little bit of a panic button if we see 3 turnovers that are directly contributing or from or directly on Jalen Hurts. I will also tell you and be honest with you that the only thing I'm truly concerned about Jalen Hurts right now is his tendencies are really terrible right now in terms of breaking his own pocket and moving to his right. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows what he's going to do, and the Green Bay Packers kind of proved it once again. Like, I know I had that little mini rah-rah speech on the preview about Wink Martindale and all that, and he called them and blah, blah, blah to try and learn more, but, man, he just fell right back into it. And I think all of that shit I just talked about, the interceptions at the beginning of the game and trying to press or play hero ball or however you want to define it, he fucks up. He tries to make up for that fuck up by throwing Thor's fucking hammer 60 yards down or whatever it is. He wants to make that big play right now, that boom, boom, zoom. But it really is just that. It is, I'm going to break this pocket for no reason because I'm starting to revert back into hero ball. I'm going to move to my right, even though I know that's completely sealed up and contained like an MFer because it just hasn't worked all night. You know, the Green Bay Packers are doing the same thing that the Giants did, that the Patriots did, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you know? A lot of bad decisions. There was a lot of bad decisions. And I just feel like that always tends to happen when bad things happen early. So if that means that Jalen's got to get – and the reason why I'm saying that is that makes him look slower. All of those things don't make him look less effective because the Eagles' RPO and all the other stuff that I talked about in terms of his tendencies are getting in the way. They have his number. And he hasn't – I'm putting it all on him. This isn't any coach or anybody. He has to realize – that his best weapon right now is to hang in that pocket and fucking show them that he can. Even if he takes a sack, oh well. Your new escape routes are now both A and B gaps in between the guards because holy crap is Becton a stud. He had Brandon Brooks moments in this game. He, to me, is the absolute star behind Saquon. Holy cow. That is massive. He is your new best friend. You got to trust Lane Johnson that he will pick up anything that anybody is going to go and do on an outside move and let freaking Cam, who is physically looked great, by the way. Mentally, we knew that was going to happen. So it's just a wait and see, and I really could have used that tush-push touchdown. You cost me $650 already. It's going to take him this entire year to probably get comfortable with that. He needs to realize that his legs are best used complementary to Saquon Barkley this year, which is very different for him because Miles Sanders was an awful piece of shit, and Jalen has been, and Howie Roseman, by the way, has been trying to find the best complement to him, and they found the best running back in the NFL, and I can confidently say that now, and so can you. Saquon Barkley is going to lead this team's tempo this year, and it should. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I just said that Mekhi Becton was pancaking dudes left and right, like Frank Clark and just everybody. Of course he's going to fling DBs and linebackers out of the way every second he has to. I'm going to enjoy every single pancake that man has as long as he's pouring the syrup. Wow. Get this offensive line running. Get it running, baby, and do it in the first quarter. So, yes, Barney, you're going to love this, dude. Are you ready for this? Because he asked in the Discord, and I want you to be in there too. Feel free. It's in the description of this podcast, or if you feel more comfortable on social media, at John Barchard, at Bell and the Bird, both on Instagram and Twitter. I do really think for the first part of this season, this is Saquon's team, and you have got to tell Jalen Hurts that you're going to keep running him until he gets more comfortable hanging in and dancing like a boxer in the middle of that pocket. He is not, and it's not like direct disrespect, but indirectly, that is very disrespectful to the offensive line and what they're taught and what they're doing. Like, I could kind of see the frustration start to boil over a little bit when you have this beautiful pocket and you're trying to escape to your right. Stop fucking doing that. If you eliminate that, then I am going to look great in my prediction that he'd be a top 3 touchdown passer in the NFL this year. But until that happens, this is Saquon, AJ, Devontae, Dallas's team and the offensive line. It is because he's got to rely on all of those guys to win. He is not that top 5 quarterback that you keep telling me he is right now. Lamar Jackson is better than him right now. Dak Prescott is better than him right now. And that might be painful for you to hear, but I still love the man. I'm not sitting here telling you he's not the man and that I would not trade Jalen Hurts for anybody right now, because that's how much I believe in his development. Everyone will feel comfortable putting him right back in that conversation by the end of this year. I need this to be Saquon's team in the first quarter, because that is generational speed and talent that can actually get you 6 or 7 yards every time he touches the ball. That doesn't even necessarily mean a traditional handoff. That can look like swing passes. Saquon Barkley needs more touches because of all the shit that I just said. And when you have a guy like he just showed on shitty turf in Brazil, where he showed his ass on his first carry ever as a Philadelphia Eagle and then changed his cleats, and if that man touches the link grass like I think he's going to on Monday night, holy shit, that dude might have 4 touchdowns against the Falcons by the second quarter. Mekhi Becton, I just have to stress this so much. I talked about it a little bit. Between him and Lane Johnson, like if Kellen Moore keeps developing his pony package with, that's when Jalen's in shotgun, there's 2 running backs right next to him. If you're doing power RPO, with Saquon going and Dallas Goedert behind there too, and you've got this trio of blockers with Saquon just trying to find a seam in a hole so he can blast on through. Yes, I want to do that. I want to do that. I don't want to waste this humongous muscle. And honestly, here's why I think it'll help everybody. It's going to help Cam Jurgens as well. Just get that pile of meat moving to the right, would you? Swing all of it. Not just Jalen. Everybody's moving to the right for some beefy, wham, bust your balls kind of football. That's what we need to see. You can't waste this, man. This is Saquon Barkley could get you those 7 to 10 yards that you're always looking for in the passing game to kind of set up the tempo. This dude's incredible. And the fact that the Giants should be panicking, in which they are, because in this very first game, every Giants fan needs Daniel Jones benched. They want to move on. They scored 6 fucking points. Saquon Barkley scored 18 on his own. If you're not thinking that this is Saquon Barkley's team until we get into November, where he can chill again and maybe rest his legs and then get back fresh for a humongous playoff run where that son of a bitch is going to wham into people when it's fucking 10 degrees outside and make no one ever want to touch a football again? Yes. Make this offensive line comfortable and everyone piss-ass scared to even put 8 in the box. Tell them to go fuck themselves. And when they do that, Jalen Hurts will finally have a good bootleg because no one will be concentrating on Jalen Hurts again like they are right now. And that is what drives me crazy about this entire freaking game, by the way, with all these fucking takes about, oh, he's slower now. No, he's not. No, he is not. The Eagles' RPO game sucks ass. It's terrible. It's been bad. It's been predictable. And a lot of that still looked like Nick Sirianni or mixed with what Jalen was comfortable with. Get that shit out of the playbook and let Jalen Hurts' legs now be complimentary, just like, you know who? Dak Prescott. Sorry to bring him up again. But that's what it is. That is what it is. You've got to make sure that everyone forgets about Jalen now. When Rocky all of a sudden out of nowhere stops fucking fighting southpaw or goes back to it or whatever it is, that's what you got to do. You've got so many good weapons. You've got to break out weeks where, hey, this dude's leading the team here. And I know, yes, matchup by matchup, blah, blah, blah. Wobbity, wobbity, wop, wop, wop. Generational offensive line, generational running back, 2 amazing wide receivers that anybody would beg for. So what am I saying? That this has got to be simple for Jalen Hurts. This has got to be simple. And not because of his, and that's not an IQ shot or anything. This is a brand new offense. He's learning how to call protections. He's evolving from there. You have to get everyone comfortable. And the best way to do that is to fucking feed some steak to the offensive line and get them going. Get them and Saquon going. Do you agree with that? There's no reason, unless it's just a shit secondary like Atlanta. Like, I'm not worried about what you do. Throw 50 times for touchdowns, honestly, Barney. So I'll probably negate that by Thursday. I don't ever want to be in a position where you've got this guy for the next 3 years and you're quote-unquote all in, then go use him, especially while he looks the most dynamic. That's what you paid him for. That's why he's here. And I want to keep rubbing it in Giants fans' faces for as long as I live, because that is the funniest fucking thing that has ever happened in a very long time. Not this type of power. Devontae Smith and stealing them away from the Giants is so fucking satisfying. The fact that they think Malik Neighbors is going to be something, all that. It's great. I have never seen a man this good come from a rival and probably put up Hall of Fame type of season numbers about as long as he's playing 14, 15 games this year. It's ridiculous, man. That dude is a Philadelphia Eagle. And all Howie Roseman had to do was pay him. No picks. Nothing. At least those ridiculously stupid Panthers that didn't score any points this weekend, I believe. They at least got draft picks for CMC, and they can't build shit with them, but at least they got something. The New York Giants got literally nothing but embarrassment, and their whole fan base told them their plan on Hard Knocks in the open fucking air. I wish I hated the Giants more. Like, I really wish this was a Cowboys thing and the situation was reversed. But I will take this. This is so nothing will ever top this. Forget all of the miracle at the Meadowlands. Nothing will top this in terms of embarrassment. Nothing. Now, maybe you can make the argument for hilarity. The punt return, all of them are hilarious, from Herm Edwards to Brian Westbrook to Deshaun. All hilarious to me, but not as embarrassing as this. Blowing a game, fine. Blowing your entire franchise up for nothing and losing the only great thing you have about it, spectacular. Spectacular. This offense runs through Saquon Barkley. You tell me if I'm crazy for saying that. I also have so much to say about the defense and Vic Fangio and how that unit, I believe, is going to gel together throughout the rest of the year, that I'm going to save that for Thursday. But let me just say this real quick. They found the real deal here. Everyone was playing sound and intelligent, and even the large and small mistakes seemed as if everyone knew what happened, knew how to correct it, and honestly, everyone and their mother knows that Vic Fangio and a very confused secondary goes very hand in hand, especially in the first few weeks of the season. So I am super confident in where they're going to move forward, and you'll probably end up seeing that on Monday night on real, actual grass. I get the Bryce Huff stuff. I'll get more into that on Thursday. And yes, I'm I'm just as worried as you are about the pass rush situation, but I do want to give that until Monday night to wait and see. Plus, let me just ask you this on the way out. When this week, I want you to listen to Nick Sirianni, and you tell me if you're hearing the same Nick Sirianni who's optimistic, which he still is, and I think very nice, and for the most part, graceful. He's trying to be a nice guy at the press conference. Doesn't really say a lot. But for some reason, I just keep hearing a guy that knows he either doesn't have much say, control, is really trying hard not to be his old self. What do you think? It doesn't sound like the same old Nick to me, and I can't figure out what that is. And it could just be fatigue. I have no idea. But am I crazy on that? You get back to me, let me know. You could do that. Find me at John Barchard on pretty much any social platform. I'm on Twitter most of the time and Instagram as well. Go check me out, monetizephilly.com. I really love helping content creators and entrepreneurs. So you can check out more of that there. And you can join us in the Discord, which should be in the description of this podcast, and come join the crazy fun as we talk about birds, well, pretty much every single day and go crazy on game day. So I will see you on Thursday. What a fucking win. Want to know? Let's go. Go Birds!